Happy Thursday, Mike from Fortinet Guru here. It's been a while since I've posted a video. I apologize. Been busy between work and life. So that's my bad. I'm going to try to pump these out as often as possible. As you can see, I need to work on spinning up my lab a little bit better anyways, so that I can get a little bit more dynamic and a little bit more advanced with some of the videos. But nevertheless, another simple video. I've had a couple people ask questions. Mike, I don't want to use the single hardware switch. How can I just wipe it out and have individual ports? And a lot of people don't know, but you can actually just, you can do it two ways. Obviously, you can do it through the GUI and through CLI. So I'm going to switch over here and show you. So this right here is my handy dandy FortiWi-Fi 61E. And as you can see, it has the built-in default internal switch. Now, out of the box, if nothing is referencing this and it isn't being used, you can remove all these ports from this. Now, when you get to 0, obviously it's going to say, this field is required. So, you don't have as much flexibility there as you would hope. But what you can do is you can log into the CLI and you can go to config system virtual switch. And if you do a get, you can see that's our internal switch. So if I edit internal and do a show, you can see that all 7 ports are a member of this switch. And basically what this information tells you is that it's a virtual switch called internal. It's utilizing the physical switch SW0, which is just the switchboard that's in the system. And then it has these members set at, or these ports set as members. Okay, so click next. And it's really easy. You just delete, or just tell it to delete. Helps if I'm in same area. Don't click end too quick. So as you can see here, config system virtual switch. You're able to see as you go up here, config sys virtual switch. That says show me the hardware switches that are currently on this box. You do a show, you're able to actually see. If you do a get, it'll give you a list of the physical switches, right? But if you do a show, it'll actually show you how each one's configured as well. So you can actually take this, copy and paste it somewhere, save that for later if you wanted to restore, whatever you need. And while you're in the config system virtual switch, if you do delete and then the switch name, it removes it. Just like, if you're in config firewall policy and you do delete 2, it's going to delete policy ID 2, or delete the policy with ID 2. So it's the same general idea. So now, if I do a get, there's nothing there, right? It's because my virtual switch is now gone. All the ports are completely individual. It is what it is. Now, just like you're able to delete a virtual switch, you're also able to create one. Same way you do from an address object, Let me get this to where the logo is not in the way. You do edit, and then you type in the name. This is test-switch. And I want to set it to, set my physical switch to SW0. Smaller units, SW0 is all they have. And then of course you can look up here and see the parameters. In order to actually assign ports to the switch, you just do config port, and then edit internal 1, edit next, edit internal 2, next, in to get out of config port, and I'm just going to say next to get out of test switch, and then I'm just going to do that same thing again. Edit test switch 2. I'm going to set my physical switch to that. Config my ports. And as you can see, I now have 2 switches. Test switch 1, test switch 2. And if I do a show, test switch 1, some physical switch SW0, and it has ports 1 and 2 on it. Test switch 2 has ports 5 and 6. And of course, I can end out of this, close my CLI, and if I refresh this, there's my 2 hardware switches. Now, you can go in here and you can create all kinds of interfaces, right? So you have your VLAN, your loopback, your hardware switch, your software switch. If you were able to, please do hardware switch. Software switch will slow things down. Now, hardware switch is cool because it lets you bond like a wireless ID, like a CapWAP tunnel, wireless, and a couple other things into one giant software switch, but as I said, it will slow things down. So, stick to hardware switches for your physical ports. In all honesty, I tend to prefer my APs in bridge mode anyways with VLAN tagging. It's just my jam. But, that's basically hardware switching and, switching on the FortiGate in general. You have hardware switching, software switching is the same general idea, but you're able to throw logical interfaces into it. So, if you have any questions, hit up the comments. Hopefully that gives you, if you've struggled with that before and you wanted to have a little bit more options as far as how you customize your FortiGate configuration, hopefully that gives you the freedom to do what you want. Obviously, I'm a fairly boring individual. I usually keep my interfaces fairly simple, and then I just put everything in a grouped zone: my inside zone, my outside zone, my IPsec zone, things like that. So zones make life easy, but switching is very powerful when done right, and it lets you really get the most out of your device because there's a plethora of configuration options that are available to you. But yeah, hit up the comments. Please post questions. Otherwise, I'm going to upload this video and then go hit up some comments and start trying to provide some feedback and some answers to questions that have been asked. So, otherwise, you guys have a wonderful Thursday. Don't hesitate to give me a shout. And if you have any questions or video ideas, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thanks.